Mike Gillespie here at 3 News Now. We want to give you an idea of what it is that you're looking at here. As you can see, that is Ray High School, and there is a police presence there now. You see the ambulances, the police officers. We're going to get you up to speed on what we know at this point, and we know it is not a lot, but we're going to tell you what it is that we're finding out. There was a call that came in earlier that caused police to go to the campus. The call was possible shots fired. Now, in that time, police have determined that there is no threat to the school, and they have gone through the building. They have been in each of the classrooms there and are telling us that right now there is not an active shooter. There is no threat to any of the students, anyone who is there, anyone who was on the campus at this point. Parents who are picking up students are being told to go to the Delmar Economic Development Center if they're there looking for their students, if they're there looking for their children. But again, this is over at Ray High School, and you can see again the police there. You see, in fact, there's Travis Pace. He's one of the individuals we're going to want to talk to. We do have some camera crews there at the scene who are trying to get information more than what we already know. We do want to emphasize here at Ray High School, as we're being told by police, there is no threat. So there's nothing to be concerned about, no reason to think that this is an active scene, active shooter scene. It is an active investigation, and we're working to get information about what exactly has happened there, what it was that drew police there, and what we can find out.
Maybe
Let's
about
listen
25 minutes ago, a 911 call was received by CCPD dispatch claiming to be an active shooter inside the building. Immediate response to the room in question was made. There was no active shooter. The school was placed on lockdown as a precaution while we cleared the rest of the building. There is no active shooter here. We are going to be clearing the scene up. We'd ask that please don't come to Ray High School right now. While we clear the scene, we are de-escalating right now. We'll be going to normal operations shortly. I'll have more information for you, if need be, in a few minutes. Y'all take care. Thank you.
Are you taking any questions right now?
Not right now, but I'll come back in a second.
Okay.
And there you heard it directly from police. There is no threat, no active shooter at Ray High School. In fact, you heard the words that every one of us wants to hear. They are de-escalating. They are asking parents not to come to Ray High School at this point. We heard earlier that parents were being told that they can go to the Delmar Economic Development Center, and that's where they can pick up their students and meet their kids there. But at this point, it does no one any good to go over to Ray High School. You see that police have set up a perimeter there. I'm not sure you could get close anyway, but there's no reason, they're telling us, for parents to go there, and they are going to be de-escalating and moving and clearing that scene, and we expect that's what we're seeing here as we're watching this. Earlier today, as you heard police say, there was a 911 call of possible shots fired. Police were there within minutes, and as they went through the building, they're telling us they didn't find anything. There is no active threat. There is no concern here now, but they were there in a hurry, and they did come in force, as you would expect and hope that they would. We can see as we look at the scene there that there are not just ambulances there, but there are also lots of police there. Obviously, concerned parents who are there. When you get news like this, you just react as a parent, as normally all of us would. And so they went on their way out there. And again, police are telling parents it's probably best just to stay away from Ray High School right now. Let them do their job. And right now, thankfully, part of their job is clearing the scene. That means that they have investigated, that there's nothing here that they have found. There is no threat to any of the students or the staff at Ray High School. Obviously, those scary moments, obviously, though, something that police are going to give a priority to, given the environment that we live in. And as we have reported here on 3 News, and as we have seen all week, we have had reports of guns on campus. Some of those have turned out to be hoaxes. It appears this may fall into that category. We'll know more when police talk to us and give us more details about the 911 call itself, about what they found once they got to the high school. But right now it appears that there's nothing there, and that parents are being asked again to divert over to the Del Mar Economic Development Center rather than coming to Ray High School. Right now, you're just not going to be able to get close anyway, and I believe that's where they're going to be releasing your kids as well, the Del Mar Economic Development Center. Now, we were told that police are going to be de-escalating, and that appears to be what's happening here. We've already seen several units change positions and some starting to pull away. We imagine, though, this doesn't happen very quickly. And so even as you see some of the rescue teams pulling away there, again, as they have discovered, there's no threat. There's nothing here to be alarmed or concerned about at this point. That's the result of the investigation that they've done after arriving within minutes after receiving a 911 call about possible shots fired. Now, right now, we don't know what prompted that call, whether that was a hoax, whether someone made a mistake about something. But in this day and age, as you can imagine, people are very cautious about if they suspect something, if they hear something, then they're going to go ahead and report that. We're going to go ahead and just keep an eye on this scene, and if perhaps Chief Markle or some other official with Corpus Christi Police chooses to speak to give us more information, then we're going to go ahead and have that for you. But for now, we will back off. There is no threat at Ray High School, and we'll keep an eye on what's going on here on 3 News Now.
How are they going to paint her life? Because it was tumultuous. It was, and I think earlier our co-host Erica Cobb brought up a great point. She died during the Clive Davis Grammy party, right before it.
Ready to do that right now?
Just like you and I. So I would be surprised if they, it's
We
part of
are
the whole
taking a
story.
look
It would be
again
really
out at
weird and
Ray
strange
High
if it
School.
was
You
not
see
until
City
anyone
Manager
else.
Peter Zanoni,
Yes,
and looks like he may be
Okay,
about
so
to
the
speak
new
to
season of
the
Dancing with the
media who are
Stars
gathered
kicks
there,
off
and so
on
we want to
Monday
listen in on
Disney
that.
Plus, star of The Real Housewives of New Jersey, Teresa Giudice, will strut her.
Pretty scary stuff, yeah. That's why I'm glad.
All right, we are ready. Are you ready? Yeah. All right, Peter, to start out first and last name is Lon.
Sure, Peter Zanoni, City Manager for the City of Corpus Christi.
Thank you. And Peter, we'll wait for it.
Okay, yeah, okay.
All right, Peter, so obviously we're outside Ray High School right now. There was an active shooter that was reported, but as of right now, it seems everybody's safe, right?
Yes, according to the police chief, it was a hoax, and everybody's safe. No incidences inside.
Good. And were you nearby when all this was going on?
I was. You know, coincidentally, I happened to be here. I just pulled up just when all the personnel pulled up, our firefighters and police officers. I was here to drop a check off to my son, who goes to school there. He's a freshman, Nikolai, and for a football fundraiser. And I couldn't get out of the truck because of the fire truck that was next to me. So from my vehicle, I witnessed the response from our police officers and firefighters, and I will say it's a tremendous response. This city needs to be proud of our police officers and firefighters. After seeing what I just saw, the dedication and the swiftness that they had, and going into the school without any hesitation, and with a very coordinated plan, all of our parents should feel safer today because of the response that we've seen here today, and because of the training and the personnel that we have in our police and fire departments.
Right, and we're hearing literally right now as we're talking to you, they're saying the campus is all clear, which is obviously a really good sign considering how much people were really scared about what was going on.
Oh, absolutely. I don't know how many students go here. It's probably over 1,000, I would imagine, but that's a lot of concerned parents, and we know word spreads quickly with social media today. And I'm happy to be here as a parent and as a city manager seeing it firsthand. So this is a very scary situation. The persons that called it in erroneously or falsely, really, we're looking for them. This is not something you do, and anybody that thinks they should do this, it's not. This is a wrong thing to do. They will be caught, according to the police chief. This causes a lot of stress to families, to the school system, to our public safety personnel. So this is not anything to take lightly at all.
And the last thing is really just since the beginning of the school year, there have been so many cases where this has been popping up, people bringing guns to school, people calling in, things like this.
Right, there has been, but as several police officers told me, when I told them that you guys went in with such focus, they said we have to. And they had a good feel for maybe it was a hoax, but that doesn't matter. You go in with the sense of urgency, with this could be an active shooting event. So even though there's been a lot, that doesn't mean we slow down. It doesn't mean you lessen the response. You go in like it's the first and it's the worst. So that's what they did today. We're proud of them. Yeah.
Those are all the questions I have, unless anybody else has.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Peter. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Peter.
And there you heard City Manager Peter Zanoni, who tells us that he just happened to be at Ray High School dropping off something for his son, who was a student there. And it was during that time that the police arrived, and he said that he couldn't get out of his vehicle, and was praising the response that came from our Corpus Christi police and rescue teams in saying that the response was appropriate, it was intense. He noted that even though they had a sense that this could be a hoax, they still have to treat it as if it is real, as if it is live, and as if it is something that they are going to have to deal with head on. And that's the appropriate response, and according to City Manager Peter Zanoni, that is the response that our police and rescue teams gave as they arrived at Ray High School. Thankfully, it turns out that this was not anything real, that again, whether someone misunderstood or misconstrued something, or whether it was an actual hoax, there was a call that came into 911 about possible shots fired, and police immediately responded there to Ray High School and discovered that there was no threat. And in fact, you see, as you look at the picture there are some parents who are obviously concerned, emotional, because this has to do with their children and their gathering there. Police had said previously it will do no good to come to Ray High School, and in fact, they would appreciate everyone just staying away from Ray High School. They have suggested an alternative site over at the Del Mar Economic Development Center, in saying that that would be a better place for parents to go rather than here at Ray High School. But again, these were parents who were obviously already either there in the area or who went immediately upon hearing of a possible threat. And those are the folks that you see gathered outside right now. We would expect that police will share with them, if they have not already, the same information that they've told us. This appears to have been some kind of hoax. Police responded, they cleared the building. There is no active threat at Ray High School. And as they're giving out that information, hopefully that gives a lot of folks there some comfort and a level of peace that they need right now in what is a scary, scary situation for any parent. We're going to continue to keep this picture up and kind of watch the scene there. And again, if any other city officials or perhaps the chief of police or others choose to speak, then we'll go ahead and bring that to you as well.
All reports to 6, period. Thank you.
Mike Gillespie back for 3 News Now. You're taking a live look at Ray High School, where earlier today there was a call that came in of possible shots fired. Police have determined that was likely a hoax. And after determining that, they are now dealing with what are obviously some concerned parents here. We were listening in on the scene here, and we heard them announcing on the loudspeaker that students needed to report to their 5th period class, and that the parents who were there needed to go to the office. In other words, you're not going to be allowed to go into the building, to walk around, to go to classes. Obviously, there's still a police presence there, as they responded very quickly and very intensely in case this was an active shooter or this was a real situation. Thankfully, as it turned out, it was not. Police are still there, though, now talking with the people who have obviously, in their concern, have gathered and want to know more, and just want to be there and see if there is something that they can do in order to be with their children. We did hear on the live speaker that the students were reporting to their 5th period class. They are moving and changing classrooms right now, and that any parents who were there needed to go to the office before they could pick up their kids. If you are not there, police were urging earlier that you not come over to Ray High School. Right now, they have a lot that they're just trying to deal with to maintain that scene. But the good thing for parents to know is that there's a lot of probably some emotions and scary feelings here. But as police told us here several minutes ago, there was no threat and nothing to be alarmed or concerned about, nothing active going on right there. And we even heard earlier from City Manager Peter Zanoni, who happened to be at the school as police arrived, and talked about their swift and very quick and very appropriate response had this been something that was real and something that was actually happening. And as he said, thankfully it turned out to be a hoax, and the person who called that in will now be the subject of a lot of police attention. City Manager Zanoni says they will catch that person, and there are severe penalties involved. This is not the first thing that we've talked about this week, or the first situation that we've seen this week like this. We've talked about not only students being caught with guns on campus, but also hoaxes, calls being made that were not real. And as you can see, this is the result. A lot of panic, a lot of anxiety, a lot of worry, a lot of emotion. And that's the thing that does not need to happen. And so police will obviously give this a high priority as they try to find the person who caused the scene that you're looking at right now. We're going to continue to watch the scene, and we'll break in here with any information that becomes relevant to share. All right, we've continued to watch this scene here at Ray High School. Again, The police have given the all clear. There is no threat at Ray High School. Nothing to be concerned about right now. They're working to kind of deal with the parents who have already arrived there and are moving them toward the office. They did, we heard earlier, tell the students there to report to their 5th period classes. So given that guidance, we're going to go ahead and end this particular live stream. And we will, of course, we do have, as we mentioned, camera and reporter crews there at the scene. And we're going to continue to get more information and see what we can hear. And as we do that, we will be sure to bring you any updates on our social media platforms. And certainly, we hope that you'll be with us tonight on 3 News at 5 for the very latest information. So we'll look to see you there.